Ilia, your wife took the kids and we took the belt. USA, USA, USA. I know I just did a little spiel there. I am legitimately stunned by this performance. This is the greatest upset in my opinion, not only in UFC history, I'm saying fucking sports history, because all of us, pretty much all of us for the most part, except like 2 dudes on Twitter, were saying Ilia Topuria, this guy might be the greatest of all time, ever to grace the fucking octagon. This guy's gonna retire undefeated. He's gonna beat Islam. He's gonna do all these things. And fucking Justin Gaethje fucking beats Ilia Topuria and beats him pretty badly. Made Justin Gaethje look like one of the goons in the Batman movies when Batman's done beating him up. Looked like he took a metal bat to Justin Gaethje's face, or to Ilia Topuria's face, and just rammed it into him 100 times. It was absolutely brutal. Ilia could have won this fight too. We'll talk about some of kind of his bad game planning and just bad performance in this fight. Because this was both... Oh, Jesus, I almost choked there. Both a Justin Gaethje masterclass and also an Ilia Topuria disaster class. And I'm going to start off with this. I want to say this about Justin Gaethje, because I doubted this guy was going to get fucking knocked out in round 1, like most people, or round 2. I was like, how is Justin Gaethje going to win this? And I did say in my breakdown video, I said, if he can work the jab well, which he's never done consistently throughout his career, if he can do that, and if he can also, you know, really work well in the clinch with the dirty boxing and, you know, show that left high kick, he will have, like, somewhat of a chance. I still figured it'd be so low, and that's exactly what he did. It took 38 years for Justin Gaethje to learn how to use his jab effectively. He's never really fought like this at any point in his career in the UFC. This was a dream performance from him, from using the jab consistently, threatening that left head kick, doing beautiful work in the clinch with the uppercuts that were clearly bothering Ilia early. Also, another thing I haven't really seen a lot of people talk about, fainting in on some of those single legs. Obviously, Justin Gaethje really isn't going to wrestle, but he would, especially early on, he would like randomly feint a single leg, at least to make Ilia think about it. And it's crazy. If you watch back the Paddy Pimblett fight, which obviously we've all seen, that was such a sloppy bar fight. And if you were telling me, man, just that version of Justin Gaethje, he's going to go in there and fucking beat Ilia Topuria, I would have called you absolutely insane. Because Justin Gaethje looked the best that he has ever looked at any point in his career at 38 years old. I'll kind of talk about some of the points early in this fight. And I kind of had this weird feeling when Ilia Topuria walked out, when he's walking down this fucking Colgate shorts with his dumbass hair. I was like, hey, maybe Gaethje's got a shot. Early on, I was like, fuck, round 1 was close. I think I gave it to Ilia. I don't really remember, but Gaethje, I knew something was up when Justin Gaethje was actually using his jab and landing dirty boxing in the clinch. I was like, fuck, he's actually doing 2 things that could win him this fight. I thought Ilia was doing a nice job with the leg kicks early, was forcing Gaethje with his back to the fence really well in those first 2 rounds, and I was like, even if Gaethje's landing well at points here and countering Ilia and working the jab well and mixing in the uppercut, I was like, eventually Justin Gaethje's gonna get caught bad along the fence and get finished. And even when they were trading in the pocket along the fence, it's like eventually he's gonna get caught. Round 2, Justin, you know, I kept in my notes here, I'm like, Justin, you gotta get off the fence. I thought Ilia was doing a better job kind of feinting to lure that jab out and was throwing bombs in the pocket, just throws so fucking hard. That's what I thought of Ilia early on in this fight. Again, backing up to the fence really well, was landing, but like throwing literal rockets at Justin Gaethje's body, dropped them bad, got full mount, goes for that armbar. Justin Gaethje defends it well. That was kind of the point of the fight where Ilia kind of threw it away. Can't get that armbar in. Probably should have just got back up to the feet. Justin was this close to fucking quitting and losing in that second round, and he couldn't do it. Third round, tides turn. Justin Gaethje kind of just takes control of this fight. He was I thought he was moving forward a little bit better in this fight, getting into the clinch early. Ilia was countering leg kicks with kind of that right down the pipe, which he did great against Max. But Justin lands that overhand, landing the jab, rocks him really bad with an overhand right, like destroyed him. He cocked that shit back and slammed it on his face. At this point, Ilia Topuria, because he's already damaged in that first round, he can't see shit. His eyes are fucking, you know, so big. Fucking red everywhere. Looked like he was breaking out in hives. Justin, I was like, he's fucked. He's going to finish Ilia here. There was a near doctor stoppage at the end of the third round. That was how insane this was. Gaethje even took Ilia down in that third round. Like, had a nice slam. They get back up. Justin's working this jab correctly. Ilia's orbital bone pops out. That's fucked. That's going to derail a career. And Ilia actually thought might have won this round. You know, I think takes down Gaethje with the throw, is landing nice elbows on top. Justin gives up his back, and when I saw him give up his back, I'm like, fuck, he's not going to be able to scramble out of this. Ilia's going to fluke up some rear naked choke. Justin scrambles out. Ilia shoots again. Really nice sprawl from Gaethje. This is kind of what ends it. Knee to the ribs at the end. Alexandre throws in the fucking towel. Says it's over. Generational oral loss from Ilia Topuria, by the way. All this, brother, I know the game plan. I'm gonna knock this guy out in one round. And he fucking gets his ass kicked by Justin Gaethje. I know it might have been 2-2 going into the fifth, but look at the difference in these guys' faces when it got to the fifth round. If it got to the fifth round. Justin Gaethje, looked like he had been in a fight. Ilia Topuria looked like he'd been in 10 fights in one night. It was absolutely brutal. Looked like he got into a fight with Batman. Legitimately. He looked like the Joker fighting Batman. Great win for Justin Gaethje. Again, some people who were picking Gaethje were even kind of giving this guy credit. Were like, look at the Strickland-Hamzat fight. Strickland had all the tools to beat Hamzat and then ended up doing it. I figured, Gaethje's a great brawler. Can hit fucking hard. Khabib says this guy hit like truck, brother. But I figured, Ilia's beat 3 guys who are better than Justin Gaethje. Max, Volk, and Charles. I'm like, this is not going to happen. Justin Gaethje's dumbass is not going to beat Ilia Topuria. And it fucking happened. Great win for Gaethje. If he retired off of this win, I wouldn't even be mad. I'd be like, you know what? You retired off probably the best win of all time in the history of the fucking world. If you retired after this, obviously, I think he kind of has interest in getting back at Max, getting back that Charles rematch. And this brings back to another point. Charles is getting the fucking belt back, guys. Charles is beating Justin Gaethje. We're coming for the belt. I know. So, what about Armin? What about Armin? He's the #1 contender. He's doing BKFC or fucking banging Nina Drama, hanging out with Aiden Ross, betting on steak. We don't give a fuck about him. We're only concerned with the real fucking dogs in the lightweight division, like Charles Oliveira and Justin Gaethje. I want to see that rematch back. Gaethje can win that one. I know I'm a Charles Glazer. I know that's the fucking profile picture on my channel, but that can happen. I don't even know what you do with Ilia next. He's going to be out a long time. This won't even actually change his activity whatsoever because he fights once a year anyway. So, but crazy that some of us were saying, me included, this guy could beat Islam at 155. Never said he'd beat him at welterweight. I would have picked Islam to beat this guy at welterweight. But also, one last point on this fight before I go to a very depressing point, talk about Ciryl Gane and Alex Pereira. Dustin Poirier would have kicked fucking Ilia Topuria's ass. Hold on, can you guys see my shirt? The diamond, baby. What is that? Just say, yeah, the diamond, baby. Dustin Poirier kicks Ilia Topuria's ass. That's what I learned from this fight. I know Gaethje fluked up a fucking head kick on my boy, but he would have kicked him. Now, we had to sacrifice Alex Pereira to win this one. I wonder if I was covering Justin Gaethje that whole time. Hopefully not. We had to sacrifice Alex Pereira to fucking get this one. There's really no cope because Ciryl Gane, I thought, looked really sharp in this one. Was stinging Alex with the jab. Well, I thought Pereira was kind of trying to find that head kick. Can I just forget my notes? It's so weird to see Alex Pereira do absolutely nothing in an MMA fight. Like, he got absolutely stymied and destroyed by Ciryl Gane. I'll bring up the back of the headshots in a minute, but Ciryl Gane looked good early. I thought Pereira was kind of trying to work himself in this fight. I figured Ciryl Gane would probably take like the first 2 rounds and it would take Alex Pereira like a third or fourth once he's finding the range and kind of feeling out heavyweight to win this one. But Ciryl Gane, again, was just doing a nice job. I thought Pereira kind of hit him a little bit hard at the end of round 1. But round 2, Alex Pereira is still flicking out that head kick. Gane dropped him pretty bad with, I think, a jab or a straight left, whatever it was. Jab, then back at the headshots, then they're back to the feet, gets him again with the fucking straight left, I think. There was a billion punches to the back of that. Herb Dean gave Alex Pereira all the chances to win this fight, like in terms of trying to survive. I don't even know how he got fucking back up to his feet. It does infuriate me that Ciryl Gane will just continue to cheat and there's no repercussions. There's no cope because he kicked Alex Pereira's ass. But that shit pisses me off when there's no fucking repercussions for fucking blatant cheating. That's all this guy does. Congrats to him for finally not eye-poking somebody. So, big whoops to Ciryl Gane. Looked really sharp. I think that this really does go to show you he can definitely legitimately beat Aspel in a rematch because Tom Aspel's defense is bad. Ciryl Gane is athletic. I know I'd kind of push the narrative that he just moves around on fat people, so it looks cool. Like if I was fighting a bunch of 7-year-olds, I'd look really athletic too because I would just dance around him and kick him in the fucking face. But Ciryl Gane, again, just looked really sharp in this fight, really fast. Alex Pereira, I don't really know what you do next from him. I think going back down to 205 is like this thing where you gotta you know, you gained all this weight, you're going to cut it all back down. I think he could definitely beat Olberg. Like, if they want to do Pereira versus Olberg, I definitely think he could beat Olberg. But I don't think retiring is honestly a bad option. And I've said this for a while. I said this leading up to the Ankalaev fight if he lost it. I just think he's older now. I think the Ankalaev fight was like, he just shocked him by going straight forward and bombing with a right. It isn't stunning that he lost to Ciryl Gane. It's just more of how fast it happened in the manner, and he just had nothing. He literally landed nothing in this fight, found nothing, took him a while to work into it. I thought he was eating shots well, but whatever. You know, Ciryl Gane's a fucking cheater. This fight pissed me off. The Justin Gaethje fight brought me so many good vibes, and like, wow, that I forgot this fight happened. It felt like it happened 8 days ago. That's how long it felt between Gaethje and Topuria versus Gane. Oh, and Pereira. One last note on Ilia versus Gaethje that they kind of missed. When Gaethje was landing those uppercuts early, I definitely covered Justin Gaethje that whole fucking time. When he was landing those uppercuts early on Ilia, the first one he threw definitely bothered him. The announcers never picked up on it. He had definitely cut Ilia early, and Ilia was kind of modifying that guard up and was just moving weird. So he was clearly bothered by the. I just wanted to point that out, but whatever. Because I was 5-0 before the co-main and the main. I didn't really care that I got Ilia wrong. But Sean O'Malley versus Zahabi. So happy Sugar got a KO. I've never been the biggest O'Malley guy. I've kind of laughed at his fans a long time, and you know, this guy was trying to cosplay as McGregor. I get it, I'm Irish. I'm fucking Irish too, but McGregor's McGregor. That always pissed me off about O'Malley, but he was always exciting. And I knew he was going to get a finish here. I felt Zahabi, I figured he would just eat too much damage throughout this fight. And early on, I thought O'Malley was kind of, like, the first round was so boring. It's a classic Zahabi. This guy just fucking stinks everything up. O'Malley is on, you know, the front foot the whole time, keeping Zahabi to the back of the fence. You know, kind of landing nice straight rights to the body and finding the range more. Just had more moments, I guess, in the first round. It was pretty boring first round. Now, the second round comes around, and Zahabi, you know, is just stinking it up. The only thing that's working for him is these dumb running calf kicks. He looks like such a fucking idiot. Every time Sean O'Malley backs up, Aiemann Zahabi's landing inside leg kicks, outside leg kicks, fucking calf kicks. He was just chewing up the legs of Sean O'Malley. I was like, shit, he's going to steal around here, and watch. We're going to get into this ugly third round where Zahabi might steal this fight. But then Sean O'Malley, you blink, Sean is kind of feinting more, drawing more kicks out, and then just drops Aiemann Zahabi with a straight left, bombs a big right hand, does the fucking salute. It was absolutely awesome. Sick knockout for Sean O'Malley. They're not doing Sean O'Malley versus Petr Yan next. You got to do Merab versus Petr Yan 3. Then Sugar could get a title shot. I know Umar's around. Umar's fucking boring as shit. I'd rather see O'Malley up there fighting Petr Yan. Definitely not Merab. This O'Malley win just pushes me further to picking Petr Yan, because I don't even know if I want to see I don't even think I want to see Merab win at that point, because then you got to ride into. Then you're like, oh shit, do we run O'Malley versus Merab 3? No, that doesn't fucking make any sense. Let's do O'Malley versus Umar, and it's like, oh shit, that Umar versus Merab 2 would be interesting. And then at that point, if O'Malley beats Umar, then you're like, let's do Merab versus O'Malley 3. Either way, great win for him. So happy I don't have to see Aiemann Zahabi anywhere near the fucking top 5. Those dumb meme running calf kicks are so fucking gay. Fuck this guy. He's so shit. Either way, good win for Sean O'Malley. Derrick Lewis topples over, and earthquake was felt throughout DC when he fell to the fucking ground. That shit was so funny. Listen, I'll... This fight was so stupid. Hokit early on, I noticed this with Hokit, because it wasn't an impressive performance whatsoever. He could have finished this fight in that first round after he took him down so easily. Took him down with a double leg, and Derrick Lewis was doing nothing on bottom. He wanted to quit. Josh Hokit was kind of landing ground and pound, but wasn't nearly committed enough to it. And he threw in that armbar and had no clue to fucking finish it. It was so stupid. But round 2 comes along. Derrick Lewis actually defended a single leg, was moving a little bit better, and then he got fucking tired. He was so tired, so fat. Josh Hokit's landing clean on him. Derrick Lewis looked like a drunk buffoon, just looked like an idiot, swinging wildly, missing terribly, and then he gets punched, hunches over, tumbles over, and gets finished. It's brutal. Derrick is just so fat. I can't with this guy. He's just so fucking terrible. This was not really a good performance from Josh Hokit. Michelle Obama is a man. That's a guarantee. That shit was so... Joe Rogan pulled that fucking mic away from Josh Hokit so fast. But Derrick Lewis, I mean, I'm at a loss for this fight was so fun. I'm just remembering Derrick Lewis falling over and just hunched over like He fucking gets so fat. Whatever. Derrick Lewis loses. Again, this Josh Hokit performance really didn't prove anything to me. I knew he was going to go out here and finish him. He should have finished him in fucking one round, though. I mean, took him down and could have finished the fight and didn't. So, whatever. Maybe he just wanted more screen time. Either way, let's move down to this was the saddest performance tonight. Because as much as you could say Derrick Lewis actually did better than I thought. He survived for 2 rounds, didn't immediately quit after 1. Michael Chandler got absolutely destroyed. No real surprises about it. Mauricio Ruffy's just moving so well in the beginning of the fight. Michael Chandler's just shooting these double legs that are nowhere near close to hitting, just missing everything. Ruffy's on the pressure the whole fight, so you knew, like, his last 2 fights he had fought on the back foot a lot. Most of that has to do with kind of BSD and physique, but he's always been kind of comfortable fighting off the back foot. But in this fight, he's taking control of the center of the octagon, moving well. Michael Chandler at one point jumps off the cage and tries to throw a Superman punch that I don't really even know if it hit. But whatever, Ruffy's just still tracking him down throughout the octagon. Chandler shoots the takedown, gets shucked off, and then gets dropped brutally with an uppercut. Chandler's tumbling around, looks like absolute shit. Spinning kicks that Ruffy was kind of throwing throughout this fight. One gets through the guard, lands on Michael Chandler, then he finishes Iron Mike on the ground. And the fact that we didn't get an Iron Mike, taking the gloves off, put him down in the octagon, getting a little speech, or one last Conor McGregor call out, absolutely sucked, because that makes me think Michael Chandler still thinks he could fight again. And this was terrible. Michael Chandler, you need to fucking hang it up. That was absolutely embarrassing. I felt bad for him. I watched this like, oh my god, he is so washed. Like, at least Patty, I was like, oh, maybe he goofball something up. I had no faith in him for this fight. Looked like shit, fought like shit, is shit, and he had to do that in front of his whole entire family and Donald Trump. So, yeah, and Mauricio Ruffy also weirdly proposed to his girlfriend, and she gave a thumbs up. I think she did. I don't really know. That was weird, too. But a good win for Ruffy. As expected, Michael Chandler's shit. Ruffy just looks so good. I'm excited to see what's next for him. He beats the shit out of Ilia, too. Moving on to Nickal versus Kyle Daukaus. Now, listen, I gave Kyle Daukaus way too much credit in this fight. I was thinking, man, pride of Philly. I gotta get my Delconian accent. Yo, fucking go birds. We're gonna light up fireworks in Vito's room and make a big boom. That's my Bam Margera, kind of shitty one, but I kind of figured the pride of Philly, the pride of Delco, Kyle Daukaus, can at least survive in this one. Boy, was I fucking wrong. Nickal beat the shit out of this guy. Nickal lands a beautiful slam early, cuts Daukaus when he's on top of him. Then whoever was the fucking ref, Mark Goddard, whoever it was, makes him stand up. Nickal, at this point, and the reason why they made him stand up was because Nickal had been smudging him for like 4 minutes. They get back up on the feet. Nickal knocks this guy out. 1-2, big left hand. Also had glanced him, which was kind of missed in the moment, at least I did. Glanced him with like a beautiful front kick to the face. Really nice win for Nickal. He didn't cry during the interview, which kind of bothered me, but he did say, God bless the troops. God bless everybody. That was pretty cool. Good win for Nickal. This was a legitimately good win. I know people are going to try and downplay Kyle Daukaus, but he had looked better in his return to the UFC. And this is a better win than fucking Rodolfo Vieira. That's my point. And, good win for Nickal. He gets a golf clap for me. I'm not going to shit on Nickal, at least till his next fight. He should be back in the octagon soon. Somebody said Nickal versus Edmund Shabazian. I think that would actually be kind of a good step up for him. Like, somebody literally right outside the rankings for Nickal. And maybe we're talking about Nickal being a ranked fighter at the end of 2026. I'm just saying, pride of Penn State, we're going to be talking about him as a ranked fighter. Whatever, let's just move on to a fight that I'd spent so much, time breaking down, and literally I got the prediction of round 2 knockout done to a T. Now, the fight didn't necessarily go how I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be more of a firefight for, over the course of 3 rounds or 2 rounds, however it lost. The best part was this, you get the card kicks off and Bruce Buffer says Diego Lopes is the number 2 featherweight champion in the world. That made perfect fucking sense. But I thought Steve Garcia threw this fight away. He looked really sharp early with, front kicks, landing punches, did damage to Diego Lopes. Diego Lopes just had no clue what he was doing. Couldn't land anything whatsoever. Was backing up way too much. Steve Garcia just looked sharp, landing straight punches, feinting well. Also had like a nice heel kick early that definitely did damage to Diego Lopes. Just looked sharp. I'm like, damn, Steve Garcia is really going to win this one. Maybe he finds a finish. Round 2. That's when shit starts to change at the end. If Garcia's still working that jab well, I'm typing in my notes, Diego Lopes, you got to get going forward and fucking create chaos. Garcia's hitting him with straight punches. And then Steve Garcia is like, you know what? I'm beating the shit out of this guy at range. I'm using my kicks while using my jabs, using my straight punches. Let's just get in the fucking pocket and fight with Diego Lopes, who has one of the best guys in the pocket in the UFC. Best chin, insane hooks. And that's what happens. Left hook stumbles Steve Garcia really badly. Right hook, right hand, crushes Steve Garcia so badly, puts him out cold. He saw Charlie Kirk. He goes, "We are Charlie." He was right up there with Charlie. It felt so bad. Here's the problem with Diego Lopes, and Diego knows this. He said this in the with Joe Rogan. I forget if he said bar fight or brawl. If you get into a brawl with Diego Lopes, you are going to fucking die. You will lose, and I get it. Diego Lopes, not technically very sound. Footwork sucks. Doesn't really have a way to work his takedown game whatsoever, which if he did, he would have easily beat the shit out of Steve Garcia. I get that. There's problems with Diego Lopes. But you can't tell me this guy's fun to watch when he's fucking rolling through these randoms and not randoms, but these other guys outside of Volk and featherweight, because he probably does beat everybody else. You know what I mean? Except I think John Silva beat him in a rematch, and maybe if I see Kevin Vacheios actually beat a legit guy, then I could talk about maybe Kevin Vacheios beats Diego Lopes. But you can't get overconfident with Diego Lopes, where you're like, oh, I'm picking him apart at range. Let's try and get the finish inside. Diego Lopes will just tear you apart. That's what happened. That's what I figured was going to happen. I knew Diego Lopes, if you're trying to get into a bar fight with this guy, he's going to fucking kill you. Steve Garcia had a worse chin. Diego Lopes' chin is, granted, it's unbreakable. He looks, that's just how it is with Diego Lopes. Great win for him. This card was, stacked with finishes. It was absolutely great. Alex Pereira losing was the only thing that really hurt me, because now I got to fucking deal with Ciryl Gane as my interim champion. Maybe he becomes undisputed if Tom never comes back. Tom Aspinall, please come back and save us from fucking a Ciryl Gane undisputed title reign. Pereira, maybe hang it up. Ilia, your career is going to be derailed. You're not fucking fighting Islam again. You're going back to the slums of 155. Let's run Ilia versus Islam. How about that? Charles versus Gaethje. Charles beats Gaethje. Then Aiemann beats Ilia. Then we're getting Charles versus Aiemann 2. Charles beats him, retires, is the greatest of all time. Sounds like a fucking plan to me. If you're new here, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate the love on the last 2 videos. I did work decently hard on those videos. So I do decently hard. I should be saying I work so fucking hard. I did work hard on those videos. Again, this video is going to be coming out fucking like 3 o'clock in the morning. But thank you all for watching. If you're new here, again, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Go follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. And also Justin Gaethje shouted out EMTs, so he shouted out me. I'm a fucking hero according to Justin Gaethje. So thank you all for watching. The doctor is signing off.